Two very deep teams, great benches. Brent, talk about the mindset and the difference there between starting and coming off the bench.
You can assess, Kevin, throughout the first quarter, or when it is that your time to check in the second quarter is about the rhythm of the game. What are we doing well? So when I go in, how much more can I enhance the advantage we have there? Or let's say it's a game where we're getting killed in transition. The most important thing I can do is communicate that message to the team. When we start that 4 or 5 minute stretch, let's focus on these two things to get ourselves back and righted for the rest of the night.
Oh, that's excellent. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's Leonard missing.
Well, he creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Nice effort taking the early lead. Here we go.
Take a nice deep breath. You score on that first possession. Gets the game started the right way.
Now here's Beverly. Here's Morris. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Pass to Doncic. Inside. It's deflected. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Outside, George. To the middle. Porzingis with the steal. Pass to Finney-Smith. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Pretty unselfish play there, right? Porzingis finding the open man, and he's more and more comfortable and more aware of everything going on around him.
Now here's Beverly. It's hauled in by Porzingis. And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Here's Beverly. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. And that one's good. Beverly.
Becoming more of a staple of his attack offensively. You give Beverly a look from deep, and he'll make it.
Now here is Hardaway. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of this game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
He's off on the first. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Shamet on the wing. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Back to Kleber. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And the Mavericks making a change here. Here's Wright. It's not going to go for him. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Here's Barea. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
High post. And Harrell slams it in.
Harrell did everything he could there to try to get the and one opportunity. Let's see if he can knock down some free throws.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Right. Good, and it's Perea who picks up the assist.
Unbelievable finish with the defense right on top of him. That takes a ton of focus.
Pass to Harrell. Over Cauley-Stein. And Wright pulls it down.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Kleba. He's covered by Shannon. A leaner. Green with the rebound. Clippers trail by 4. Harrell high post. And Harrell slams it in.
I see the athleticism there of Harrell and does a great job of just wreaking havoc on that possession.
In the corner, right with it. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. The 11-footer. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Mavericks lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
And good that time.
Working on making this a consistent staple of his game. If Cauley-Stein is hitting these kind of shots, they're going to rack up some more wins.
To the inside, Harrell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harrell's got 6.
Now that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Jackson down low.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Right, you stood up for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front offices that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggle to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture just isn't there. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom, moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be.
No te escucho,
But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everybody.
And how about the balance of Doncic on that possession? Amazing at just absorbing the contact and still with the strength to finish.
Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game, and don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
Leonard inside. Now Harrell. 6 points for him. Second shot opportunity. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. And the wide open shot from Morris. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. Here's Doncic. That shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And George, here we go. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. Pass to Curry. Porzingis with the ball. Defended by George. Now Curry. Here's Doncic. And the rejection by Harrell. And the Clippers making a change here. Here's Doncic. Outside, Porzingis. Unloads from 13. Here's Curry. It's hauled in by Paul George. Los Angeles leading by 4. Leonard on the wing. Over Hardaway. Mavericks with the rebound. 1:27 left to play in the first half. Doncic outside. Back to Porzingis. Shoots over Zubac. 11 feet out, and he hits it.
It's a nice-looking stroke from the mid-range. Porzingis, at his height, he knows it. He can get that shot off anytime he wants.
Here's Beverly. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through that.
Pass to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Shot from 12. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
Now that's 2 teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They lead by 4. Jackson deciding where to go with it. And again, no good by the Clippers. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Right outside. Here's Kleba. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Jackson.
Oh. You can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time.
And here's Morris for 3. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. The Clippers on top, leading by just 2. Time now for the halftime break with the third quarter. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. The Mavericks trailing. Pass to Finney-Smith. Down low. Here's Porzingis for the tie, and he sinks the layup. Porzingis has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Mavs.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Zubac's no good. Outside, Porzingis. Doncic with it. George picks him up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
All free throws good from Doncic. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Curry can't get it to go.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Hardaway with the steal. Unloads from 13. The shot by Curry, no good.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half. Now, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
Pass to Doncic. Now Hardaway. Zubac's defending. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Oh, and he went for the 2-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
Well, so much of the last few seasons have been lost time for Kristaps Porzingis. That ACL injury and then working back from it in the 2019 campaign. Never an easy road to start it.
Here's Beverly. He's got 7. They get it again.
Oh, too much at back.
When the shot's going up, it's fun to watch the way that Montrezl Harrell will attack a rebound, crucial to this offense and his production.
Here's Leonard. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
I think I saw him at the Comedy Club on Friday night, a little improv. He's having some fun out there.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
It's Curry outside. The three-pointer is right on target. Curry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. To the paint. Makes it off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 4.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Dallas calls timeout. And a huge piece of the Tobias Harris trade last year, Brent, Landry Shamet, shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, interesting for Lambo, as they call him, at age 22 out of Wichita State, to come into the league, show his ability to shoot from the three-point line, shot 40% from deep while taking over 4 a game last year, seemed very comfortable in seeking out the line. And the opportunity for him now with the star power around him, a lot more is going to open up for Landry Shamet to be a 3rd or 4th guy on the offensive end to make some major contributions.
Pass to Beverly. From deep. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
It's not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
And really, for a good portion last season, Tim Hardaway acted as the main source of points for the Knicks. It ends up more of a volume scorer, a role that he's going to have to develop.
And so he makes both from the line. And for Hardaway, he was putting up points last season, but the percentages, Greg, were down across the board.
And I think what we found out about him is that he's probably not best suited to be your primary scorer. Very capable of getting buckets, but you don't want him putting up more than 15, 18 shots a game for you.
Just 4 to shoot. Harrell, that's good. Harrell's got 10.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
And it's Wright missing. Clippers leading by 4. To Shamet. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Kidd-Gilchrist with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Here's Barea. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Barea's got his second basket of the game.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
41 seconds left to play here in the third. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Wright. Dallas moving it around. Outside Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's Hardaway. Rebound by Harrell. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Los Angeles. Leonard with the ball. He's got 9. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard. Killing it in transition.
Here's Wright. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back right after this. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Los Angeles leading by 6. Here's Jackson, and he banks in the layup. Jackson's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. Pass to Porzingis. Trying to find Wright. He's got it now. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
7'3" is Porzingis, and he can see everywhere on the court. Trust me, everywhere. Nice zip pass there.
Back to Williams. And here's George. Lays it up off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 8.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. They get a hand on it.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Mavericks trailed by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's good.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Over in the corner, Zubac. Beverly wide open. Gets an open look and hits. Beverly's got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers.
Nice touch from Beverly. He feels comfortable right there, pulling up. That was a confident play.
Curry on the wing. To the left side wing. Kleba. The good-looking shot from the wing.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The three from Morris. Drills the three-pointer. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And the one thing about Moore, it doesn't scare you from beyond the arc, but you still have to account for him.
Dallas calls timeout. Sometimes when a shooter misses a wide-open shot, Brent, you hear, oh, he had too much time. I mean, is that really a thing?
I mean, in life, do we really have too? You never have too much time.
Never have too much time.
You can never have too much time.
I think about Marc Gasol, like in the finals and the playoffs last year. He would sit there and no one would even be around him.
And he's tiptoeing like, do I shoot? Do I shoot? I think it messes with you just in terms of the psychological part about like, why isn't anybody guarding me here? Well, if you're a bad shooter, there's a really good reason why they're not guarding you.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Zubac. Mavericks with the rebound. Paul George with the steal. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And it's good for two. George has got 6 points in the quarter.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Two teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
Pass to George. There's 1:26 left in the fourth. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
What great body control there. George, tremendous athlete, takes the hit, and he makes that one count.
And the Mavericks making a change here. 1:24 left here in the fourth quarter. Outside Hardaway. Back to Wright. Pass to Porzingis. Dallas again turning it over. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well. Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him. The D is there, but not present enough, Kevin. You can't just be there. You got to disrupt and get in the face of the shooter.
Back to Zubac. Down low. Here's George. Misses from short range.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss?
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
Here's Leonard. And that one is off. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.